This isn't your average scarecrow. I built him completely by hand and he's almost 10 feet tall. So if you've ever wanted a spooky, one-of-a-kind scarecrow that can actually handle the weather, I put together a full step-by-step tutorial on my YouTube page. Now this one's guarding my front yard, but honestly, I think he unsettles me the most at night. So would you put this in your front yard for Halloween? It's the perfect mix of Halloween fun and practical warning. So join me for this awesome tutorial. To begin making our Halloween scarecrow, we need plywood and PVC pipe. Now, plywood can be a bit expensive at times, so I suggest you go on Facebook Marketplace and look up OSB or plywood for sales. Sometimes you can get it for a much better price. So we need to cut a square for the base. You could do 36 inches by 36 inches, but you need to cut 2 squares because we're going to screw them one on top of the other so that we have a nice thick base. If you can find 3/4 inch plywood or OSB board, even better. If not, you can use 1/2 inch plywood, cut 2 squares, screw them one on top of the other. Now we have a thick, solid base that will support this scarecrow. Next, we need 1.5 inch PVC, 1.5 inch floor flange, and 1.5 inch PVC adapter. As always, everything that I use on this channel, the materials, the quantities, where you can find them, I list them in the description below. At the title of this video, there should be a more option. Press it and you'll see a drop down of everything that I use on my channel. So let's cut our piece of board. You'll see mine is a little bit different size. It's only because I ran out of OSB board, but cut yours at 36 inches by 36 inches, 2 boards like that, screw them on top of the other. Next, get your PVC pipe, attach the floor flange with a PVC adapter, and then let's cut that PVC pipe to about 5 feet so that it's easier for us to work with it. Hey everyone, just a quick pause. I wanted to announce that my 3rd children's book has finally been published, and it's called The Ghost Who Dreamed of Flying. It's a cute story about friendship, courage, and believing in yourself, and it's available right now on Amazon. So if anybody wants to support me, support this channel and these tutorials, I ask you to go check it out on Amazon. The link is in the description below, or just go over there and type in The Ghost Who Dreamed of Flying. Now let's get back to this amazing tutorial. Alright, this is what we have now. As you can see, I have different size OSB boards on the bottom. Ignore that. You want to make sure yours are perfect squares and do 2 on top of each other. And right there at the base, let me zoom in, you see the floor flange right there. It has 4 holes for screws, and then the PVC adapter just screws in right there. I link them below in the description so you know where I got them from. Then our 1.5 inch PVC pipe, we've cut it to 5 feet, and this is only so that it's easier for us to attach the top half onto this structure over here. But next, what we want to do is get our heat gun and start bending this pipe. You want it to give it sort of a gnarly bend. We'll bend it somewhat to the right and then back to the left. So let's grab our heat gun and start doing that. And this is what we're left with. You see we applied the heat gun to 2 places. Right here, about 3 feet up, and then about 4 feet up, we turned it back. Then we have a 45-degree PVC elbow. And then this piece over here is about 48 inches. But you can make it shorter if you don't want yours to be so tall. We applied some heat there and we bend it. And this one over here allows us to take this off so that we can assemble our scarecrow separately and then simply attach it when we're ready to. Next, we're going to get pool noodles, just the standard size, and we're going to cut them in halves and in fourths. You want different sizes once you cut them. Then what we're going to do is wrap the PVC, just like this. So you're going to wrap it like this, like it's snaking around. We're going to attach it with either tape, or we can use some hot glue, anything just to hold it in place. And we have different sizes that we're going to do. just like this all the way up. Now it's time for the top half. And previously I said that the PVC pipe that's bent right over here was going to be 48 inches. I actually ended up cutting it down to about 33 inches. So you can see we have the T connector right there and we have two arms. We have bent the arms ever so slightly just to give it a little different form, and both of the arms have been cut to about 20 inches. Again, you could cut the bottom stem longer or shorter, the arms longer or shorter, but this is what I'm doing now. We have a T connector in the middle, and that's the pieces that we're going to be using. Next, I got the torso rib cage of a skeleton, a cheap plastic skeleton, remove the head and remove the lower part of the body, and this is what I plan on doing. I plan on doing this like this, and then letting it be just like that so that the top is right there at the top of the rib cage, and then filling it in with expanding foam. But before we do that, I think I'm going to put some LED string lights on the inside, maybe some orange ones, so that the foam and chest kind of glow. This is totally optional, but I think it'll look really nice once we finish it. I'm going to leave the neck for now, but I may end up removing it if I don't like how the head looks on it. And let's just go from there, okay? So I'm going to get 2 screws to drive it from the back. Probably I'll turn it over, put 2 screws into the spine to attach it to the PVC, and then maybe let's fill it in with some expanding foam. All right, we've applied the foam, and as soon as we finished applying the foam, we sprayed it with water. It's been about 5 minutes. You can wait up to 7 or 8 minutes, but after we're done, remember, this is only Loctite foam. It only works with Loctite. Wet your hands, gently touch it, nothing on your hands, that's perfect. You can begin molding it. You just want to do this like that, get the air pockets out, and mold it to your liking, and you'll be good to go. We're going to leave these as the roots, so we're not going to squish those, but this, just keep molding it really nicely to give it a nice bark-like shape. Perfect. All right, so this part is really simple. Look what we've done. We've gotten some wire, and right here you can see the wire, and we've wrapped it with some aluminum foil. You can also do this with packaging tape. We just wanted to give it a little bit more girth to it. So here's the PVC arm, and all we did is we put the wire right over here, and then we wrapped it with some tape. That's it. Then when we're ready to get the right shape, we can shape it like that. But I have this silicone mat, which is going to help because anything that falls on the mat isn't going to stick to it because the surface is smooth and non-porous. So we got that like that. We have our Loctite expanding foam, and we're going to spray the expanding foam on top of this, just like that. Make sure you get it. We're going to spray it with some water. That's very important. Spray the Loctite with some water, then wait about 5 to 7 minutes. After those 5 to 7 minutes, you can start squishing it like this to mold it to the aluminum foil, okay? So it's actually better if they're all kind of flat like this, so try to flatten them out and then start doing it. This part, again, is super simple. It shouldn't take that much time. All right, so it's been about 5.5 minutes, going on 6. and spray your hands and then touch it. If it doesn't stick, you're good to go. So we spray it once more with water, just like that. And what we want to do is we want to wrap it. So push down and around, just like this. You want all the foam to try to get to the opposite side as well. Now, you're going to deflate this, but this is going to come right back up because this is still going to expand some. So you don't want it to rest for more than 7 minutes, especially if it's hot and humid, because then this will get too rubbery for you to work with. So once you're done, the opposite side might need some foam as well. And that's perfectly fine because we have plenty of foam left over. And we want to make sure that all sides are covered. All right, so here we have a styrofoam male mannequin head, and we need to draw some markings on it. It needs to look just like this, okay? Get your marker, mark out a big area for the eyes, the nose. Make sure you get the cheeks above the chin, underneath the nose like this. You're going to do a square right over here, and then a bigger square right over here. This one actually will probably be a little bit less, but no matter. You're going to do another square over here so that it looks like this, right? This is what you're aiming for. So it's a guide so you know what to get rid of. We need to dig about maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch into this styrofoam using a foam cutting knife. You can use even a spoon. I've seen some people use a spoon to carve these things out, but I like using a foam cutting knife to just cut out this area and dig it out so that we can continue working with it. All right, so we have our foam cutting knife, and you need to be careful because there's a blade on all sides of this knife. So first you want to trace the marker with your knife. Once you trace it, then you can start digging in and taking it out just like that. But you need to be really careful with this knife because it's really sharp and you don't want to cut yourself, but definitely cut into the outline we did. Go down 1/2 inch, even more if you want to, because then we'll be able to just take this off like that. And it doesn't matter if it's rough like this, it's going to be covered anyways. We just need to dig into it a little bit. All right, and this is what it should look like. It was super simple to do, and we got it like this. Perfect. Now we need to start using some Mod Podge glue. We have 2 different little paintbrushes, a small one and a little bigger one. So we're going to apply the Mod Podge to the entire face, everything. Add it, and maybe use a small one if you need to get in there, but this should suffice. Put it all over the place, and then we're going to get our burlap, and then we're going to start doing this. Push it into the eye sockets. We're going to push it into the head. You don't want to just put it like that and then start pressing it in. You want to start in sections. So start at the top and then press it in. Do it the sides and then do here and then work your way down so that the fabric fills it really nicely. Once we're done with that, we're going to use some spray paint into the areas we carved out. And then we're going to cover it with another fabric. We're going to repeat the process again. So I actually ended up painting the entire face black instead of just the deep areas because we're going to place another piece of the fabric on top. So now you have the black undertones. So let's use some Mod Podge, put it all over again, all over. And we're going to repeat the process again of putting this over like that and then forming it out really nicely and letting that dry. Once it dries, then we're going to darken the mouth, the nose, the areas we carved out to give it some depth. To finish off the head, we're going to use twine to look like it was sewn shut over here. So I have this twine here that I'm going to double up, and then we're going to use hot glue. We're going to go like this, we're going to hot glue to the top, then we'll probably come back down like this, and then do a sort of zigzag, and then we can come back. You could also cut them into pieces and do them just like that, piece at a time. I'm not sure which is going to look better, so I'll try this way first, and if it's not good, then I'll just cut them individually so it can look like it's sewn shut like this. One of the last things we're going to do is we're going to put this fake straw runner that I found on the lower part of the torso. You want the rib cage to be visible, but I think this will look good on the bottom half covering it to make it look like he's part straw. But you could use burlap, you could use old sheets, but we just need something to cover the lower half. I'm going to use 2 screws once I wrap it around like that, and then we should be done with that. Really quickly, I wanted to show you how it looks now. We put this nice coat on it that we found for super cheap online. You can get it at Goodwill or any of these donation centers. And in order to put the arms first, you need to put the PVC pipe through the arm, and then you just grab it and pull it through and then connect it to the T connector. And then we use some more burlap for the neck to cover the neck connector. But here, I'm going to attach it with a pin right in the middle there so it doesn't open all the way. And then this, I'm probably gonna slash it with a knife to make it look more rugged. I might dirty it up a bit, but yeah, definitely think I'm gonna slice this up a bit.
Be sure to check out my 3 children's books, Oliver and the Lost Flame, Little Olive and the Wallybad, and my newest book, The Ghost Who Dreamed of Flying, now available on Amazon.